The planet Earth was a place of peace, once. But everything changed the moment the Zyrex Empire arrived. No one had expected them. The Zyrex were a race of powerful aliens with technology far beyond anything humanity had ever seen. They didn't come to negotiate or trade, they came to conquer. Cities fell in a matter of hours. The skies darkened with alien ships, and the world was plunged into chaos. Adam had been just one soldier in the war against the invaders, a regular man from a small town. His squad had been sent to defend a critical military base, but when the Zyrex forces attacked, it all went wrong. Within minutes, his entire unit was wiped out. Adam was the only one left alive, hiding in the wreckage of what was once a thriving city. His body was bruised, his weapons damaged, but his spirit remained unbroken. He knew the odds were slim, but Adam refused to let humanity vanish without a fight. Every inch of Earth was now controlled by the Zyrex. They thought they were invincible, and maybe, just maybe, they were right. But Adam wasn't ready to give up. As he looked out over the ruined city, he made a decision: he would fight. And even if he was the last soldier standing, he would keep fighting. Adam began his one-man war against the alien empire. At first, he started small. He knew that the Zyrex were everywhere, patrolling the streets and watching for any signs of resistance. But Adam had something the aliens didn't expect. He knew how to survive. He used the wreckage of the city as cover, moving silently through the dark alleys, always staying one step ahead of the enemy. His first strike came when he spotted an alien patrol moving through the streets. They were too focused on their mission, unaware of the human lurking in the shadows. Adam didn't have much, just a small, damaged rifle in his wits. He watched them closely, waiting for the right moment. Then, with quick precision, he struck. The aliens fell one by one, not even knowing what hit them. Adam's heart raced as he took down the patrol, silently moving from shadow to shadow, making sure they stayed dead. The aliens were furious. They had underestimated humanity, assuming that their advanced technology made them invincible. They laughed at the idea of a single human causing them any trouble. But Adam's message was clear: humanity would not be so easily wiped out. His success in taking down the patrol was just the beginning. It was a small victory, but for Adam, it was everything. It was hope. But Adam's true discovery came days later when he stumbled upon something far more dangerous than he ever expected. While scouting through the wreckage of an old underground facility, Adam found something buried deep beneath the earth. It was a relic, something older than the Zyrex themselves. At first, it seemed like an ancient artifact. Strange markings covered its surface, and it hummed with an unknown energy. Adam had no idea what it was, but something told him it was important. After days of carefully studying the artifact, Adam realized it wasn't just a piece of history. It was a weapon, an incredibly powerful weapon, one that could change the course of the war. This technology was unlike anything the Zyrex had, something far beyond their understanding. If used correctly, this weapon could not only defeat them, but wipe out their entire fleet. The problem, however, was that Adam wasn't sure if he could control it. The power inside the artifact was immense, and it felt dangerous. There was a voice inside him, warning him that this power could also destroy humanity, not just save it. He wasn't sure whether the artifact was their salvation or their doom. Adam held the artifact, feeling its energy course through his hands. He knew one thing: the world was at a turning point. With this weapon, humanity had a fighting chance. But would they be able to control it, or would it end up causing more harm than good? Adam stood at the edge of the old facility, the weapon pulsing in his hands. The Zyrex were still out there, waiting for the final strike. They would come for him, for Earth, for the last hope of humanity. But Adam wasn't afraid anymore. He had the power now, and with it, he would fight. He had no choice. The war wasn't over. It had only just begun. The story ends with Adam looking up at the sky, knowing that this fight would decide the future of Earth. His mind raced with thoughts of what this ancient weapon could do, both for good and for evil. The next move was his. And whatever happened, humanity would have to be ready to face whatever came next. The artifact hummed in Adam's hands, its power overwhelming, like nothing he had ever experienced before. After days of careful study, he finally unlocked its secrets. It wasn't just a relic, it was a weapon. But not like any weapon Adam had ever seen. This weapon didn't just fight at controlled energy on a scale so massive, it could destroy entire fleets of alien ships with a single thought. The Zyrex Empire, with all their power and technology, would be nothing against it. Adam felt a chill run down his spine as the realization sank in. This artifact could change the tide of the war. For the first time since the invasion, he felt like humanity had a chance to win. But that sense of hope was mixed with fear. He didn't fully understand the artifact. What if it was too powerful? What if, in his hands, it became a weapon of destruction, not just against the Zyrex, but against humanity itself? He spent hours every day trying to unlock its full potential. With each use, he felt a little closer to controlling its power, but also a little more distant from his humanity. The energy it held was so strong, it felt almost alive, like it was pushing him to use it, to unleash its power without hesitation. But Adam wasn't sure he could trust it. He wasn't sure he could trust himself. As the days passed, the Zyrex didn't stay quiet. They had been watching Adam's progress. They saw the damage he had caused to their forces, and they were furious. No longer thinking of Earth as an easy conquest, they sent their entire fleet to finish the job. They underestimated humanity once again, and now they would pay the price. The Zyrex ships filled the sky like an endless storm, each one more advanced and powerful than anything Adam had ever seen. They came to crush him, to erase all that was left of Earth's resistance. But Adam was ready. He had his weapon, and he wasn't going to let them take Earth without a fight. He called upon the survivors, an alliance of rebels, soldiers, and civilians who had joined him in his cause. Together, they formed the last line of defense for Earth. Adam's knowledge of the artifact allowed him to teach them how to use its power. It wasn't easy, but they fought back with the same determination Adam had, knowing that this was humanity's last chance. When the Zyrex fleet arrived, Adam and his rebel army didn't retreat. They fought with everything they had, but it wasn't enough. The alien forces were too numerous, their ships too strong. Just as it seemed like Earth would fall, Adam made the decision to unleash the full power of the artifact. A wave of energy surged from Adam's hands, and it was unlike anything the aliens had ever faced. The energy struck the alien fleet with such force that entire ships were torn apart in seconds. The Zyrex were stunned, their fleets falling apart before their eyes. Victory seemed within reach for humanity. But then, something changed. Adam felt it, an unnatural pull, a force deeper than the power he had just unleashed. As the last of the alien ships disintegrated, Adam realized the truth about the artifact. It wasn't a weapon made to protect. It was a tool designed to control. The more Adam used it, the more it began to take over his mind, twisting his thoughts and intentions. He saw the truth in a flash. The artifact's power wasn't meant for the good of humanity. It was meant to subjugate, to rule over entire populations. The weapon was made to control minds, to force the weak to bend to its will. If Adam continued to use it, he wouldn't be saving Earth, he would be enslaving humanity, just as the Zyrex had tried to do. Adam's heart sank. He was no longer just fighting for survival, he was fighting for the soul of humanity. If he kept using the artifact, he would become a tyrant. But if he destroyed it, he might be throwing away humanity's only chance at victory. He could save Earth, but at what cost? Standing amidst the wreckage of the alien fleet, Adam was torn. The victory he had fought for felt hollow now. The power he had relied on to destroy the Zyrex had revealed its true nature, and Adam knew he couldn't keep it. But what would happen if he destroyed it? Would the war be lost? Would humanity have to face the Zyrex again, unarmed and vulnerable? The choice was his, and time was running out. The survivors around him looked to Adam, waiting for his decision. The fate of the Earth rested in his hands, but so did the future of humanity itself. As the sun began to set over the battlefield, Adam stood alone, the artifact pulsing ominously in his hand. He knew what needed to be done, but he wasn't sure if he could do it. The story ends with Adam facing the most difficult decision of his life. Use the power to end the war at any cost, or destroy it to save humanity from its own downfall. The battle for Earth had reached its breaking point. After weeks of fighting, Adam had made the most difficult decision of his life, to destroy the artifact. He couldn't let its power control humanity. The weapon had the potential to enslave Earth, just as it had threatened to do before. Adam knew that if they were to win this war, they had to do it the right way with their own strength, not relying on the artifact's dark power. With his decision made, Adam and his rebellion began to prepare for the final assault on the Zyrex command center. The battle would be their last chance to push back the alien empire, and it had to succeed. Adam gathered the remaining soldiers, scientists, and civilians, all of whom had fought alongside him to reclaim Earth. Together, they had learned to use stolen alien technology, adapting it to their advantage. They had the knowledge, the determination, and the will to win. The Zyrex, however, were not an easy enemy. They were a ruthless and powerful force, equipped with advanced weapons and a seemingly endless supply of troops. Adam and his team knew that defeating them wouldn't be easy, but they also knew that the tide was turning. The Zyrex had underestimated humanity for too long, and now it was their turn to pay. The final assault began at dawn. Adam's team attacked from multiple angles, using the terrain to their advantage. They launched strikes on key Zyrex outposts, causing confusion within the enemy ranks. The Zyrex fought back fiercely, but they were unprepared for the tactics Adam and his people employed. The rebellion used the environment, destroyed buildings, underground tunnels, and the very remnants of their own cities to stay one step ahead of the alien forces. For every Zyrex ship that fell from the sky, every soldier that went down in battle, humanity's resolve grew stronger. It wasn't just about surviving anymore. It was about reclaiming their home, their planet. Adam led his forces through the heart of the Zyrex defenses, each battle more intense than the last. They were getting closer to the heart of the enemy's power, the Zyrex command center. But just when victory seemed within reach, the battle took a sharp turn. As Adam and his team breached the outer defenses of the Zyrex stronghold, he faced the one thing he had hoped to avoid, the Zyrex Emperor himself. Thraxor, the ruthless leader of the Zyrex Empire, stood before him. The air seemed to grow colder as Adam locked eyes with the alien warlord. Thraxor was everything Adam had feared: powerful, calculating, and terrifying. The final showdown had arrived. The two warriors clashed in a battle that shook the very ground beneath them. Thraxor was a skilled fighter, enhanced by alien technology and strength. Adam fought with everything he had: his survival instincts, his training, and the sheer will to protect humanity. Each blow they exchanged seemed to echo across the battlefield, the sound of metal and energy crashing together. It was a brutal fight. Thraxor's strength was immense, but Adam's determination was unmatched. Every time Thraxor thought he had the upper hand, Adam found a way to turn the tide. They fought until neither of them had the strength to continue. But in the end, it was Adam who triumphed. With one final strike, he brought the Zyrex Emperor to his knees. As Thraxor fell, gasping for breath, he revealed the true shock. Adam's heart raced as Thraxor's words rang out in the air. "You think you've won, human? You know nothing about the real enemy." Adam didn't understand. The Zyrex Empire had been the threat, the invaders. But Thraxor's next words sent a chill through him. "The Zyrex were never the real enemy," Thraxor hissed. "We were merely pawns in a much larger game. The artifact you destroyed, it wasn't just a weapon. It was a key to unlocking the power of an ancient race, the creators of the artifact, who have been waiting for centuries. The war you fought wasn't just for Earth. It was for control of the galaxy." Adam was stunned. The artifact wasn't a weapon designed to control Earth or the Zyrex. It was part of something much bigger. Thraxor had been working with the creators of the artifact all along. The true battle wasn't for Earth. It was for the entire galaxy, and the artifact had been the key to unleashing a war that spanned across the stars. Thraxor's final words echoed in Adam's mind. "You've only just begun to fight, human. The galaxy is about to tear itself apart." As Adam stood over Thraxor's fallen body, the truth sank in. The Zyrex had been just the beginning. The artifact was only a small part of a much larger plan, one that could plunge the entire galaxy into chaos. And now, Adam realized Earth was caught in the middle of a war far beyond what he could have imagined. The story ends with Adam, torn between the victory they had just won and the knowledge that the war was far from over. The universe was on the brink of an even greater conflict, and Adam knew that humanity's fight for survival had just taken a dark and dangerous turn. After the fall of the Zyrex Empire, Earth had finally started to heal. Adam stood over the ruins of the alien empire, his heart heavy with the weight of everything they had lost. His people had fought bravely, surviving against impossible odds. He thought that with the Zyrex Empire destroyed, peace would finally come. But he was wrong. The battle had only just begun. ASA, the dust settled and humanity began to rebuild. A dark shadow loomed over them. The ancient race that had been pulling the strings all along, the creators of the artifact and the true power behind the Zyrex, had been watching. They had been silent for centuries, waiting for the right moment to reclaim their empire. Now, that moment had come. Adam knew they couldn't wait any longer. They had to face this new enemy, and they had to face them head-on. Earth was no longer just the battlefield. It was the last hope for the survival of the entire galaxy. Adam was the leader humanity needed. His resolve was stronger than ever, but this time, the stakes were even higher. It wasn't just Earth they were fighting for, it was the future of the galaxy itself. The survivors, the soldiers, the scientists all rallied behind Adam. They gathered their resources, combining the technology they had stolen from the Zyrex with their own ingenuity. Humanity had learned so much during the war, how to adapt, how to survive, and most importantly, how to fight back. But now they were facing something far greater than anything they had ever encountered before. The ancient race was not like the Zyrex. They were a force of unimaginable power, with psychic abilities that allowed them to manipulate the very fabric of reality. Their ships were massive, unlike anything humanity had ever seen, and their warriors were ruthless, capable of tearing apart entire fleets with their minds alone. But Adam had faced impossible odds before, and he would do it again. The new war began in the cold void of space, where Adam and his army of humanity's best and brightest launched their final assault. They fought with everything they had. The ancient race threw their most powerful weapons at them, but humanity refused to back down. For every psychic warrior that fell, for every ship destroyed, humanity's will to survive grew stronger. The battles in space were brutal. The ancient race's fleet was vast and powerful, their ships gleaming with deadly weapons. But Adam led humanity's forces with a determination that inspired everyone around him. He guided them through every assault, every fight, and every ambush. They fought with the strength of a people who had been tested by fire and had come out stronger on the other side. For every victory, however, came a heavier loss. The ancient race's power seemed endless, and every time they pushed forward, the enemy pushed back harder. But Adam was relentless. He knew that the final battle was approaching, and he could feel it in his bones. The outcome of this war would decide the fate of the galaxy. Finally, after months of conflict, Adam found himself face to face with the leader of the ancient race, the one who had orchestrated everything from the shadows. The leader stood before Adam, surrounded by a group of the most powerful psychic warriors, their eyes glowing with unnatural power. This was it, the final confrontation. "You think you've won, human?" The leader said, his voice cold and calm. "You have no idea what you've truly been fighting for." Adam gripped his weapon tighter. "I know what you've done. You used the Zyrex to weaken us, to test us. But we're not your pawns anymore. We're fighting for our future, and we'll never let you take that from us." The leader chuckled, a sinister sound that sent a shiver down Adam's spine. "You misunderstand. The Zyrex were nothing more than a distraction. We've been watching you, humanity, for centuries. We've seen your strength, your ability to adapt and survive. You are impressive, but you were never meant to survive this long. The galaxy was always meant to fall under our rule. And now, we will take it." Adam's heart sank as the truth hit him like a punch to the gut. The ancient race had always known humanity would fight back. They'd been preparing for this very moment. and despite their best efforts, they had never truly planned to let humanity win. But Adam wasn't about to let them control his fate. With a roar, he charged forward, determined to stop them once and for all. The battle was fierce, a clash of wills, with Adam using everything he had learned over the years, his strength, his intellect, and the hope of every human who had fought for their survival. The final blow came when Adam, in a moment of pure resolve, destroyed the leader of the ancient race, bringing an end to their centuries-old rule. The power of their empire crumbled in an instant, and the psychic warriors who had fought for them fell, lifeless. The galaxy was free. Asa stood victorious. The truth became clear: humanity had won. Not just the battle for Earth, but for the entire galaxy. Earth had been saved, and humanity had proven that no force, no matter how ancient or powerful, could ever break their spirit. In the aftermath of the final battle, humanity began to rebuild once more. But this time, there was a new purpose. The galaxy was now theirs to explore, to govern, and to protect. Adam looked up at the stars, knowing that this victory was only the beginning. Humanity had fought for their place in the universe, and now they had earned it. And as survivors looked to the future, they knew that they would never be ruled again. They had defeated fate itself,